What's good? Welcome to a surprise Wednesday stream. Hopefully this one goes good. I put a ton of stuff together and I was like, why not? I want to get the stream to at least 3 days a week. The goal is Monday to Friday. For now, we are just doing Monday, Friday. This is a surprise stream, but if there's a lot of content, if there's a lot of things happening in the market, I'll be able to do more and more streams on top of the videos. GMCG, what's good? What's good? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm curious what the turnout's going to be on a Wednesday. That'll be interesting. But the Twitter is finally working, so that's good. Hopefully more people are able to engage on X. There's been a lot of issues with StreamYard and X recently. So, hey, good morning, Legend. What's up? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you guys showing up, supporting me. Always amazing. We have a few things to talk about. Luckily, the crypto market is, oops, wrong page, is seeing a nice little bounce here. Bitcoin making its way back to 67,000. The other day we were like approaching, what was it, 62? Yeah, we were near 62K, which was very unpleasant to see. Things are falling apart. Oh, we got the Nachi reveal. We could look at that live. I have not seen that one yet, so we'll look at that one live. Appreciate you. Appreciate for that info. But let's just jump right into it. Starting off with, the thumbnail. The thumbnail. It's tough coming up with thumbnails, dude. Getting people and titles and stuff, like what topic, especially for a live stream. But there's a lot being exposed right now, and we have the whole ZachXBT thing. And I really hope it does not lead to a massive cascade. And maybe there's a way to make money off of it. So we're going to look into that. So let's start off with this news that came out. I saw a few people reporting about this on Jane Street, who were apparently behind the 2022 crypto winter. So here we have an article or a lawsuit coming out. There's some stuff that's redacted, which is kind of annoying, but I did see some recaps of this. So I'll go to the recap here, but there was some official documents that came out. If it loads, yeah, here you go. So the biggest crypto mystery has finally been solved. Who crashed Luna and UST? If you remember, in 2022, there was a massive crash. In 2022, Jane Street, the same Jane Street accused of the 10 a.m. manipulation. I'm assuming they mean whenever the market opens and crypto just auto crashes. Excuse me. In February 2026, Terraform Labs, the company that went down, bankruptcy administration filed a lawsuit in Manhattan. They accused Jane Street of causing the Terra collapse. For those who don't remember, UST depegged in 2022. I didn't really pay attention to Luna and Terra and all this stuff, but I do have some friends who lost a lot of money because they were holding it, or they had like money staked or whatever, and they got absolutely destroyed. This caused Luna to hyperinflate due to its mechanism, and 40 billion was wiped out. Later, the same collapse had a domino effect, which started a brutal crypto winter. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people blame them for FTX and things that happened. We're going to look at a timeline of that as well, because I think there's a lot more to consider with FTX, but it definitely definitely started a cascade of events that led to collapses. So here's the timeline. In May, Terraform quietly pulls 150 million UST liquidity from Curve. Minutes later, Jane Street allegedly dumps 85 million UST. Panic spreads, depeg accelerates, and a collapse happens. The complaint also claims that Jane Street had advanced knowledge via a private group called Bryce's Secret. A Jane Street trader who was a former Terraform intern and provided insider information. That's not all. The suit alleges Jane Street avoided 200 million plus in losses, profited during the meltdown, and positioned themselves while retail got wiped. They're obviously saying it's baseless. If you look at the document, it kind of goes through a lot of this stuff, especially including I can't zoom in for some reason, but apparently, especially including the private group and the messages that were sent there. Jane Street approached it from like a curiosity and like, oh, we're going to help you out place. And then it seems like they just used that info to just completely wreck them. And it led to a cascade in the market. So here I asked ChatGPT, let me zoom in a little bit. Because I'm seeing people saying, oh, they were responsible for everything, FTX going down and all. So I asked, are they responsible for FTX? Kind of gives the rundown here. And the contagion led, remember 3 Hours Capital? 3AC, a lender. So capital dried up. Lenders like Celsius and Voyager went bankrupt. Liquidity dried up, and then trust in these players kind of went away. FTX stepped in publicly as a rescuer, offering to bail them out with credit lines, which made them look strong. Behind the scenes, risk was building because Alameda was putting in risky positions, and they were using customer funds. Remember that? So Alameda Research had a massive risky positions. The funny thing is, FTX didn't Sam invest in Anthropic? He'd be cooking right now with everything that's going on. A large position of Alameda's balance sheet was backed by FTT, their own token, which the liquidity wasn't real. Like they were just printing their own token whenever they need and backing their positions. And then when the markets were healthy, the illusion held. After Terra and 3AC, markets were weak, and then leverage became dangerous. And then Binance came in. Remember, CZ was like, "Oh, we can help you. Let us look at your books." He looked at the books, and then they announced the sale of FTT, and everything just went to zero. FTX went under, and the rest is history. So, what happens next? Because I am seeing, we have these posts. Jane Street ramps up its MicroStrategy position to 121 million dollars in shares. I don't know what that position's worth now because the whole market has kind of crashed. But let's scroll up here. MicroStrategy becomes the world's most shorted stock amid 7 billion in unrealized losses on their position. So, I've seen before, was it JP Morgan? I don't want to accuse any bank here, but there was a bank has been going after Bitcoin to profit on their shorts, right? The way you kill MicroStrategy, the way you hurt MicroStrategy is by attacking Bitcoin. So could this explain what's happening with Bitcoin and why it is so much under attack? I'm seeing people think now Jane Street is responsible for 1010, and there's a lot of accusations, right? We don't know what's actually gone on, and hopefully it does come out with this lawsuit that's taking place here in discovery. But if we find out, even if they were responsible, right? If they do refund Terra Luna, like we're not getting a refund. We've seen this time and time again where these big companies manipulate the markets and they'll make $100 billion and then they get a fine of $2 billion. Like it's completely ridiculous. It's almost worth it to do that. Like you destroy companies, you destroy lives, you destroy families, and you get a small tap on the hand. You pay a small fee. Meanwhile, you made billions. It's like, hey, it's fine to do it as long as you can make billions of dollars in the meantime. But I'm seeing people saying, "Oh, with this news, confidence is restoring." I think this is just like an unrelated bounce. But nice to see Bitcoin back to 67,000. ETH not really. Oh, ETH almost at 2K. Let's go. ETH is pumping this morning. That's great. I saw Vitalik sold some more ETH. Evening. Welcome to the show. Yeah, I saw Vitalik sold more ETH. Never good to see. I'm seeing some troll tweets like he's shorting ETH and stuff. Those aren't true. I really doubt he would short his own token, but I wouldn't be shocked at this point if somebody does. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the stream, sir. The other thing that's happening now, and I hope this also doesn't lead to a cascading event in the market, is ZachXBT announces a major investigation dropping February 26th on one of crypto's most profitable businesses where multiple employees abused internal data to insider trade over a prolonged period of time. Now, the term insider trade, I understand the use of it. From my understanding, or I get why he's using it. From my understanding, this applies to securities. So with crypto, it wouldn't like legally be insider trading, but maybe there's fraud. There's I guess a ton of different terms you can use here. You're betting on Pump and Mexi. Interesting. We're going to look at a few of these. So you are able to make money on this investigation through a few ways. One is going to be obviously on prediction markets. Now there's a few. The one I have here is Polymarket, who I saw some people saying, "Oh, it is Polymarket," and obviously they're not going to include themselves on the list, right? But there's some other prediction markets that do have Polymarket on the list. But yeah, so Meteora currently a heavy favorite at 46%. And Meteora has the history of everything that happened with everything that happened with like the Trump and Melania token and the Libra coin where they sniped. There's already a lot of evidence showing that certain people did do this stuff, right? They were sniping. That was kind of the whole point, to control a large portion of the supply. But here they're saying employees. Remember there was that video where the guy recorded a call and he was saying, like, the whole room, everybody had their laptops open, ready to snipe these coins. And the other thing is Meteora sets up liquidity pools, so they know when all these coins are going to be launching, right? They have that information, so they could profit from it. So that's one angle people are taking. I'm also seeing the angle of, centralized exchanges like Mexi, like Binance, Coinbase, whatever. They all know when a token's going to be listed, so they also have that information. Employees can go buy a token on chain, a meme coin on chain, and they know when it's going to be listed. We've seen that with a lot of coins, right? We've seen a lot of sus activity with coins where somebody is buying millions of dollars of a coin, and then it gets announced that it's going to be listed. So I think there's a lot of viable options here. I saw people saying World Liberty Finance, and I'm seeing some reports being written on them. I don't think they're profitable. That was a main hint, right? Profitable companies. And like employees being able to take advantage of insider information. I guess Liberty Finance, they would know when announcements are coming, but people would trade their own token. What is your guess? I guess Meteora makes sense. I'm seeing in second place, a lot of people are saying Axiom. I don't fully understand the Axiom accusation. I guess manipulation on meme coins or something. They don't have their own token. There's no listings or anything. So, but there is a push here. Wait, I have a post talking about it. And look, be careful with these posts. People are engagement farming so hard with the two biggest engagement farms I'm seeing with Polymarket and prediction markets are, this guy built a bot, an AI bot that's making $7,000 a day, and you could use it. Like, yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I'm sure you found the holy grail here of prediction market bots that are making millions of dollars a year, and you just want to lend it to me. Yeah, I'm sure. And the other one is like, I found an insider getting in on this market. We have, let me plug a little plug here, little plug. Waypoint tools. With Waypoint, we have a insider tracker. So whenever there's brand new wallets, you're going to get a ping for it. Like, hey, new wallet aping a market with size, especially a market where there's a low percentage. Like, hey, if this hits, it's going to be really good. We do have pings, a free Discord bot, and we are working on the web interface. So you're just going to be able to go on the website and see all this information. But if you want it for your Discord, for a community you're part of, just tell the founder, hey, add this bot. It's absolutely free. We are working on the onboarding, so you're going to be able to just add the bot and it creates all the channels for you. But if you want to do it manually, it's super simple. You literally just do /set with the channel, add a role, and boom, you now have a bot that's going to ping you for NFT collections minting out, for insider Polymarket plays, for new markets on Polymarket, for news. We have a news aggregator. We are working on a lot of different bots. So definitely worth checking out. The link is in the description if you're on YouTube. It's in my bio if you're on X. But check it out. But why was I talking about this again? I forget why I got, oh yeah, the insider stuff. So there's saying insiders, people are betting on Axiom here. This could just be people taking positions, right? This can just be people betting heavy because they think it's going to be Axiom. But I did see ZachXBT. Yeah, here, Bold Leonidas saying the brilliant part about ZachXBT announcing, because he did an announcement in advance, right? That he'll be releasing an investigation on insider trading is that the guilty company will know they're being investigated, and thus they are able to successfully insider trade on the prediction market. Absolute cinema. Here's Zach saying, I think a leak is probably inevitable given a few people had to be interviewed for the case. So that would make sense, right? You can go make money, especially if you're an employee, right? And you're not the one in trouble, but you know something's coming. I did see people saying, oh, why'd you make an announcement? Here he says, prediction, like he didn't consider I don't think people are saying, oh, ZachXBT is going to insider trade this. I don't think he will. Even if he does, personally, I don't care. But because prediction markets were not relevant in the past, and I never had a teaser go viral with 8 million views, right? He's done things in the past. I guess he's posted that he's going to be, brand new phishing scam investigation will be released in the next 12 hours. I guess he's never done it the way he did, with this post where he says like, oh, February 26th, profitable crypto business, employees inside. Like, he's never done it this way. But the market is the market. What's my guess? I have no idea. I'm betting on the no side. I have a position, OpenSea. I haven't spoken to anyone at OpenSea. I have no insider here. The only reason I took it was, one, I really don't think it's them, and two, ZachXBT, somebody said, is it OpenSea? And ZachXBT commented, I said profitable business, which they are profitable. But to me, that's him saying, no, it's not going to be them. If I'm wrong, like, it's going to be devastating. That would really suck in multiple ways, right? For me as an ambassador, but also just losing money is never fun. But I don't know what I would guess. Like, I'm playing the no side. Imagine it's none of these. Imagine it's literally none of these. I think that's something people don't consider happening. They think it's going to be one, and it could literally just be no to all of them. So I think it's not safe, because you get wrecked if it's any of these. Or imagine it's multiple. Like, imagine it's Meteora and Jupiter. I was looking for a way to arbitrage it. Maybe I could bet on yes on Jupiter at 2 cents, and then no on, I don't know, no on Pump Fund at 93. And then wait, if it comes out yes on Pump Fund, no, I would still get wrecked. It's not a good arbitrage. There's a way to arbitrage it, okay? that I'm looking for. But you would need to hit. But I'm just Meteora is extremely profitable. Extremely profitable. So it's fees, but this is wrong. So 1.7 billion in total fees generated, but that's wrong, because a lot of fees go to the liquidity pool providers, right? Or not the providers, the people participating in those pools. So I'm not sure what their revenue is. Maybe it's on DeFi Llama, but they are a profitable company. The funny thing is, it could be any of them and no one would be shocked. Yeah. I guess I'd probably be shocked on certain of them. I did see this, like, Gemini COO. I didn't do any research in this one, but apparently 3 chief executives have left. Maybe it has something to do with insider trading here. Somebody's saying Gemini is not profitable. I think it would be tough on a centralized exchange. I mean, if he was able to find their wallets of employees, link them to the wallets, and see them buying like meme coins that they know are going to be listed. But it wouldn't make sense for Gemini, I don't think. Which Gemini is an option though. Same for Mexi. If you have to find their wallets on chain and then somehow link it to them. Robinhood, I think, doesn't make sense. Like, they're a TradFi company. I wouldn't consider them a crypto company. Wintermute, hey, I wouldn't be shocked. Deck Screener is super random. Like, what, somebody paid the DEX and now you're aware. Anybody could see that transaction anyways. OKX, yeah, a lot of the no's would shock me. Base, Coinbase, stuff like that. I think Coinbase takes insider trading very seriously, so I feel like they would have handled this already if it was them. The other thing I'm seeing is a lot of these coins, like most of these companies have coins, right? Meteora, Pump Fund, BNB, Jupiter, World Liberty Finance, and Hyperliquid. And a lot of these coins were down. Now, Meteora was down more than the average. It was down more than all these others. But the thing is, anybody saying like, oh, this is caused by the investigation? The entire market crashed, dude. The entire market. Bitcoin was down to ETH was approaching 1,800. Bitcoin was down to 62K. Like, the entire market crashed at the exact same time that this investigation was announced. So I don't think that makes sense. But maybe there's a long play. If the market hadn't recovered, I say there'd be a long play if it was announced. Now the market is recovering, so maybe barely, right? Pump Fund's down. I think if there might be a long play on the ones that are innocent, and then obviously you could short, like if it is Meteora or Pump Fund, I assume the short is in play. Not financial advice, right? It can go either way. People might not care. Because even ZachXBT is like, yo, I didn't expect to get 8 million views. I hope this is not underwhelming. So if it's just like re-exposing Meteora for the things we already knew, that would be kind of underwhelming. I think people want something new, right? They want to see, especially when there's a bear market like what's happening right now, everybody gets out the pitchforks and they want to attack somebody. Like, anybody remotely linked to this is going to be attacked. like for no reason, which would, really suck. We've seen that in the past. And that's what happened in bear markets, dude. Like if people are bored and they need something and they're mad when somebody else made money. Like, oh, you made millions doing this, even though it didn't affect me. You deserve to be gone. So it's going to be interesting. 1 day left. I don't know why he put a 3-day timeline, but yeah. So the next thing I wanted to quickly cover was just what's happening with AI. Look, I haven't fully read this article yet. Okay, I did a few like TLDRs, and I had a few people tell me what it was. But there's this article that came out called the 2028 Global Intelligence Crisis. And it basically outlines a scenario, not a prediction, where AI just continues to replace humans. At first, like the stock market does well, right? Or certain AI companies, but everything starts to crash. I mean, we're seeing it right now, right? With Anthropic literally every day announcing like new software, replacing something. This post was deleted. What? Okay, it's my bookmark was deleted. Every day they're announcing something new, and the other day we saw a massive crash in the security, like the cybersecurity stocks. We saw IBM go down. We're seeing a lot of the IBM went down after Anthropic announced their software can do something with like old school code that it's like 50-year-old code that only IBM, the specialists, knew, but now Claude can do it for you and you don't need IBM specialists anymore, right? We're seeing like disruption in a lot of markets, mainly software markets. I do think eventually it's going to branch out even further. But this paints like a dire scenario where a lot of companies go under. AI replaces a ton of people. The whole consulting industry goes under. A lot of people lose jobs. They cannot find jobs. Imagine being a student now coming out of graduating, and everything you just learned is completely irrelevant because now AI, if you don't know AI, like you're way in behind. You didn't learn any of that while you were in school. You're not able to get a job. People are losing their jobs left and right, and governments are going to run out of money because they get their money from taxes. So they're going to have to start to print, and it's this giant cascading effect. And this paints a very dire scenario. And it got a lot of people worried. I think a lot of people are waking up. There was that chart. I wish I had the image of it showing how many people are actually aware and are actually using AI. And it's a very small number of people. So I'm personally panicked. I haven't felt this kind of pressure in a very long time. There's like this overlying pressure to get rich. Like, oh, you have 2 years to get rich. If not, like, too bad. I don't know where to put my money outside of crypto. Like, I want some different exposure. I guess commodities is the only place that makes sense, but we're seeing all these tech stocks just crumble because they're getting replaced by certain things. I don't know, maybe Google is a good play. I have to do more research into this, but I've never felt this kind of pressure where it's like, you need to get rich fast. All jobs are going to be replaced, or you're not going to be able to do anything. The only things that are going to be left are like jobs with your hands or maybe very creative stuff. And I'm kind of in that position, but not really. I think, at one point, even I'm replaceable. I guess it's more like personality if people like to watch my videos. But yeah, there's like this constant doom pressure with like what the governments are doing, and it's completely against citizens and all this digital ID stuff. And yeah, it's a very dire situation. But it's going to continue affecting the markets. We're going to continue seeing these kind of disruptions. So it's hard to keep up with. It is moving incredibly fast. And yeah, hopefully, hopefully we all make it. Let me share a different screen here. We're going to get into some NFT news, some happy NFT news. Boom. In NFTs, we had a few mints this week. It's kind of ironic talking about like the end of the world and then jumping into like, oh, we're trading pictures. But let's talk about it. So we had the Mega Honey Badgers. Honestly, I don't know much about this collection, but it did well. It was a 2x flip, small profits, but still profits is better than loss. We have the trainers from Night Gliders, which these looks really cool. I'm excited for the reveal. These pulled a 2x. So that was nice on Ape Chain, while the whole market's crashing. So it's great that they managed to mint out a nice little 2x here. Volume is slowing down, but they're holding up really well. But the main one that I really like, I love the art for these, is going to be the Citizens The deck, it's from a game called Death and Taxes. It's from an artist called Modest. Captain came on the show on Monday to discuss it a little bit. I've been talking about this artist for a while. Remember, we minted those mementos. Yeah, I feel you on the pressure that people feel. Yeah, it's really unpleasant right now, dude. Especially I'm 36. You know, I'm kind of, I want a wife and kids, and it's like, is the world going to be here? What's the world going to look like for even for kids? You know, yeah. But let's talk about happy stuff. So they were minting up very slow. The floor price was under the mint price, but they were still minting. And this is something I posted. People were still minting, or people were buying on the secondary market for, like, you know, there was sales up to 0.2. There was some really good sales. So let's take a look at what some of the highest sales are. Highest last sale. Is it still 0.2? I cannot. Oh, what? There was a Homer Simpson. That's fun. That's a cool one. What did this sell for? Yo, a 0.9 ETH sale. Let's go, dude. Did Captain sell? He had a good one that was listed. Oh, yo, MF Doom. I really like the art on these, man. The art is dope on these pieces. This sold for 0.369. Some really cool sales here. Oh, Tommy Shelby for 0.4. Wow, I was sleeping when all this action happened. It happened at 6 a.m. my time. The ones that had sold were these ones, right? At 0.2. And the cool thing is, like, you know, this one sold for 0.2. At the time, it was the rarest sale. This one's a wealthy, so bad example. But this one, it's a commoner, and it sold for 0.2. People were collecting what they like, which is what you want to see on a collection. So really cool. I'm a big fan of Modest's artwork. And, you know, I minted 15 or 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I minted 15. I did sell one for 10x. I sold one for 0.169. It was a Plague Doctor trait. I'm still holding all of these. I have a few listed, you know, just to make some money. But there's some I really like, and I was considering PFPing one. But I really like seeing this on a collection. It minted. So there's two ways it minted. Either you traded in your memento, which we minted those for 0.0369, I think. Or you minted one, and that gives you perks, or you minted one for 0.0169, and the floor is currently at 0.023, and it went all the way to 0.04 or above. So it was a profitable play. It is still profitable if you minted in the whitelist phase, in the public phase. And yeah, I really like this. So the game starts in roughly 1 week, maybe 6 days now. Looking forward to the game. I suggest you read this post if you're interested in the game, because you do have to pay taxes. You have to pay a daily tax that increases over time. It's optional to pay, but if you get caught, if you get audited, you have to pay it all in one shot. If not, after 24 hours, you lose the game. If you don't have life insurance, you lose the color on your art. If you do, then you keep the color. So cool idea. I really like this. I'm happy it minted out. I'm happy for Modest. I want him to grow as an artist, right? For my bags too. I want him to grow. So yeah, really cool to see the reveal here. I'm a fan of the art, so I'm glad this is doing well. And oh yeah, I also saw the other day one of his like OG pieces sold for 9.6 ETH. So dude, I'm happy. I want to see him grow as an artist, right? This is what, again, I'm being selfish. This is for my bags, but I like seeing artists grow. Yeah, crazy that this piece sold 9.6 ETH. Wow. He has a lot of artwork, right? He has a ton of artwork. Can I go to, no, how do I get to Modest profile? Is this one by Modest? Yes. Created. Yeah, he has a ton of different artwork. I hold some of these pieces. I know Captain has like 18 of his pieces. The collector. Interesting concept with the tokenomics and the game function. Yeah, I like these. I like these kind of games. It's fun. Yeah, you're also spending money. You know, you could pay taxes in advance, but like, let's say you forget a day, you basically lose your money, right? That's the not fun part. It's going to be interesting to see how many people take insurance. Right now, it's less than 500, but the game hasn't started yet. You got auto insurance if you burnt an NFT, so it'll be interesting to see how many people take insurance, and then how many people actually pay taxes, because the taxes go into a pool, and then at the end, they're the final 69 holders, I guess, individual NFTs get to split their share of the pool. Oh, this is the one I sold. Oh wow, the rarity actually went up. It was ranked 37. Hopefully I didn't fumble. Yeah, I sold this one, a Plague Doctor, for 0.169. So I 10x'd on this one, which, covered the cost of a lot of my NFTs, which is really cool. So that was really great to see. Happy for Modest. After that, we have the TokenWorks, which is, you remember TokenWorks with the strategy coins. They announced a season 2 raise. So this is a stable coin. This is a soulbound token. So you can't flip this. Essentially, the way it works is they did this the first time around. They raised funding. He sold NFTs. He 109 minted so far. So it's an open mint, 109 available. The mint price is like 1 ETH. They did this the first time around. Now, the first time around, they came up with the strategy concept, right? And they've tried a bunch of different things in the past. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. You can see there was 4, right? This was the one that worked, the TokenWorks Season 1 and Punk Strategy. So they paid out their original investors, and the original investors were profitable, right? Does this mean it's going to happen again? It's not guaranteed. But if you trust the team, if you think they're creative enough to come up with an idea that's actually people are going to really like, potentially it makes you back your money with some profit, right? That's the idea. Now, TokenWorks, I believe the investment time was like 5-6 months. So it took a while. And then if you do buy this and you regret it, there is a burn. You can get 80% of your fees back. If not, it's vested over time. So I guess you get less back if you're not satisfied, because they're using that money to actually build, right? So I like this kind of funding idea. It is unique. And yeah, hopefully they come up with a cool concept for something else, because we do need something fresh. We need, like, TokenWorks was really great for NFTs. I cooked on TokenWorks stuff. A lot of people cooked, especially my community. We did really well. So I want to see this keep going. I did not buy the NFT. I did not invest, for those wondering. But I like the idea, and I'll be here to support whatever they launch in season 2. Moving on, I'm not sure what I have left here. I did see Punch pump the Memecoin. Let's go to Deck Screener here and get Punch up. What is it at? Ooh, 25 mil. It got nuked. So what happened with this coin? I top blasted here. I sold down here. I top blasted here. I sold down here. I took a L on this coin. Then yesterday it pumps. What do? I top blast. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to get caught holding the bag. I was looking at why it was pumping. I did see this, like if you search Punch on Google, you get this, but that's not the reason. The reason was the White House posted about the State of the Union, and they included Punch the Monkey is special guest. Now, this caused a pump, but I thought about it after I bought, and I was like, did they really fly in Punch the Monkey from a Japanese zoo to be at the State of the Union? No. No, they didn't. So I immediately sold for like $10 profit. Let's go. But I didn't take an L. And I'm really happy that I did. Look, it pumped after I bought. It pumped all the way to 45 mil. I could have made a little bit of money, but it nuked and it just never recovered. And now it's at 25 mil. So that kind of hurt the coin. I do still see it be able to keep going, but I'm seeing a lot of cute videos of Punch, but I feel the narrative isn't as strong as a Mudang. Everybody's comparing it to Mudang. Hopefully it is. But I didn't see this anywhere near the same amount of time I did on Instagram. I see it a lot on Twitter, but I'm not seeing it on Instagram. Maybe now that'll change and it'll start to go more viral. But yeah, look, he's super cute. I like, whenever I see a video, I watch it. So it does capture your attention. But for some reason, it's not able to take off the same way that Mudang or some of these other coins have. Even Penguin, right? Penguin popped off because the White House was posting it. But it was already like at 30 million before that happened. Here, the White House posted about it technically, and it went from like 30 to 40 million, like nothing crazy. What else did I have? Oh yeah, I see backpack airdrop soon. I will sell on day 1. Don't say that. Don't say that. You're gonna hold. You're gonna hold. Yeah, I didn't use backpack. I don't know much about the airdrop and stuff and like Mad Lads and all that. The one I did claim is the Linea. We spoke about this on Monday. I have a full video on maybe I'll post actually my my airdrop stuff. I got more than I expected for some reason. I got 230,000 tokens, which ended up being like $700. I was really shocked. I thought I was going to get like $50. Yeah, that's really cool. So I have $700 in, boom, free Luna from, I don't know, from an airdrop. And, you know, that's mostly you guys. Appreciate y'all. You know, that's mostly all my referrals that I got. I was able to make a bunch of points off of referrals. And yeah. So if you have one in the mobile app, you have to open the mobile app. You have to go to the what's good, MBA Memo. Appreciate you showing up, sir. Yeah, you have to go to the final tab, the rewards tab. And then from there, if you have rewards, you're going to have some Linea token. There's a button that says claim, and you're able to claim your rewards. You have to connect your wallet on the internal app. It's kind of not intuitive. But then you can claim and you get your tokens right away. So that's cool. I'm not sure what to do now, if I should sell or hold, if they're going to look for a MetaMask airdrop, like, oh, who held their Linea? If there's a season 2 with points, right? For season 2, they would definitely look who held, because that was a criteria for season 1. So yeah, who held their airdrop? That's kind of what I'm considering right now. Do I take the $700? Maybe it goes down to 500, you know, if the token crashes. But if it gets you a bigger MetaMask airdrop, I want it. I want the MetaMask airdrop over the Linea airdrop. So do I have anything else? I don't think so. I think that was it. What do I have bookmarked? Nothing. I think that was it. Why is that all redacted? Hey, appreciate you, NY. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I should have changed the title on this one. Another crypto collapse. The next scam. That was good for YouTube, but I forgot to change it on X. Yo, I see myself scrolling myself. That's funny. Yeah. Welcome to the stream. I use your ref for MetaMask. Got nothing. Oh, sorry, brother. It was hard unless you were swapping in MetaMask. I think that's something a lot of people didn't consider, because I heard a lot of people like, yo, I have 100K volume on MetaMask. And then they go look and it's like 0. And it's like, yeah, connecting your MetaMask wallet to OpenSea and minting an NFT, that's not considered, you know, or swapping in OpenSea or swapping on Uniswap. That is not considered doing a swap with MetaMask. For MetaMask, you have to go in the MetaMask wallet and pay their 0.85% fee. It's expensive, right? Same for bridging. So I have like 500K volume there because I was farming it back in the day. And you know, it was an option. There was no other option. Sometimes, like, I needed to swap. All I had was my wallet. I didn't want to connect on my phone to anything, so I just swapped. So I have some volume, but this was mostly from retro So I got points for retro. I got like 30,000 retro points, and then I got 200K points from referrals from my video. Farming any, appreciate you. Farming any perpdex is not at the moment. I farmed a little bit of EdgeX in the past. I haven't taken a trade in a minute. Everybody, like, I was pissed I didn't do NATO, because if I just put one trade, I could have gotten that NFT. So there was NATO. There's a few others. There's a lot who are reaching out to me for content, and maybe I'll do one. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, maybe I'll do. What was it? There was Gravity reached out to me. There was a few others. Like, those are the tools reaching out right now. Perpdex is still, and prediction market bots. Prediction market bots, there's so many. But my main issue with them is, like, why would I use your bot to trade? You know, you have a lot of cool features for finding wallets and stuff, but all that's free. And then I want to go put in a trade. I'm just going to go on OpenSea. I'm just going to go on Polymarket and not pay a 1% fee. I think none of them have solved the problem of how to get people to use their tool. That's why when you see a tutorial on this stuff, it's always focused on copy trading. Whether it's Bullpen, TradeFox, On-Site, any of these tools, they're all focused on the copy trading angle, because you can automatically do it, because you have to do it through their tool. And that's how they make their fee. That's what I've noticed. So I'm kind of wondering, what's the benefit? Because I look at a lot of the copy trading wallets, even wallets that these companies are posting on their main Twitter, and that wallet just gets destroyed. And I'm like, yeah, why are you promoting copy trading if it's not profitable? You know, like, it's, I don't know. Cheers to everyone in Mexico. We had a couple rough. Yeah, is that situation blown over? I have a few people in my community who are in Mexico, or from Mexico. I traded NATO, but it was 3 a.m. when it was time and chose NFT or points. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, it was first come, first serve. Some people in my community hit the NFT. Yeah, well, that was like free. What, $1,000 or something? The NFT was the best option, right? Did you do the invest, not the investment rounds, but like the deposit? I didn't do the deposit. Let me close my screen. I have myself on stream on this other screen. Oh, but yeah, hopefully, I mean, I want Bitcoin back above 70K. I want NFTs to pump. You know, with ETH pumping, hopefully we see some pumps in the NFT market. But today swept NFTs after 5 months. Dingling swept. Oh, that's why Dingling swept 25 death and taxes. Let's go. I didn't even notice. Did we get the ping? I'm sure we got the ping in the trading bot, in the trader alerts. We haven't made the trader alerts public. That's the one bot that we're still considering here. Let me show it. Share screen. No, share screen, window, Discord. Yeah. Yeah. This is the one bot that we haven't shared. How do I make this better for you guys? Hide this. Oh, wait, it's lagging. There we go. Sorry, my OCD makes me have to make it perfect. I don't actually have OCD, but yeah, so this is one of our bots. So we have a ton of bots here. There's a mint scanner. So it identifies, certain mints that are happening. Again, there's going to be scams in here, right? It's just looking on the blockchain at what's happening. So when people are minting stuff, it picks it up. We have the insiders for Polymarket. So it's picking up like, hey, either a profitable trader is taking a position on something or a brand new fresh wallet. We have the new market spot, which these are just, it's going to ping every time there's a new market on Polymarket. So if there's an opportunity to get into something early, this is where you're going to see it. What else we got? We got pings on live events like this airdrop is available. This whitelist just opened. Last chance to do this. It's going to ping here. We have a new summary bot, which we're working on. We're constantly adding wallets to it. But every 3 hours, you get, what's going on in the space. This is all free to add to your Discord. You can either add it to yours. We also have a Waypoint Discord that we might open up in case you don't want to add it to your own Discord, right? You don't have a server you want to manage, but you want all these bots. We'll probably open up the Waypoint Discord. And the one we haven't given out for free is our wallet tracker that tracks a ton of wallets. You can see a bunch of people were minting, the citizens buying, selling, minting. So we had that all tracked. We were seeing whenever people were getting in to this. So this is a bot we're still considering what we should do with it. Maybe we'll have like a premium version that you can get access to it, or have it for your server where you can track your own wallets. But yeah, to me, it's a super useful tool. It's one of the ones I use the most, right? It's like meme coins. You get pinged when people are entering certain plays, which I find super useful. So did we say dingling? Sweeping? Yeah, dingling here. Like, why did I stop sharing my screen? Boom. Here, boom. Dingling bought 24 death and taxes. So you would have got that ping. He bought 25 actually. No, 24. Did you buy one of Captain's? Hey, braided bot. Let's go. Yeah, wait, there's some comments. Thoughts on Vitalik selling ETH? I don't like it. I get it. If I would sell, but like, it's the worst time to sell right now. Wait, I missed some things. I traded NATO. It was 3 a.m. I think Omni variational is the only one that will perform well. Yeah, there's extended. There's variational. There's NATO. I mean, some of them have really good backers. That's what I would look for. Who has a really good backer that's going to want this thing to do well? Thoughts on Vitalik selling ETH? Yeah, not cool. It's a meme. It's not something you want to see, but whatever. Is him selling like a few million of ETH It's not gonna hurt the chart that much. It's more about narrative. ETH back to 2K. Let's go. We're really hard to farm now. Yeah, a lot of them are hard to farm. That's what becomes. Oh, oh wait, I thought you said I doxed Captain. His sales. I mean, his wallet's public. Anybody could see it. Yeah, a lot of them. That's the problem. A lot of them become like even EdgeX. Dude, EdgeX became really, the volume gets so big that, you know, unless you're doing crazy volume, it's very hard to farm. Yeah, he's still holding 440 mil. Exactly. You know, he's still imagine he won clips out of it. Yeah. First, I don't like, it's just a bad narrative. It's a bad look, especially when if he's selling at when ETH is at 4K, whatever, that's different. Then people are going to say, oh, he's always marked the top. People are always going to complain, but him selling sub 2K is just like, it's kicking us when we're down. That's what I don't like about it. Are there any meme coins popping off? Wait, what's this? But if not, yeah, I think I'll end the stream here. What's this mint happening? Did you see Power? Dude, Power putting in a new all-time high when the market was crashing. I have a chat with them. So I did a deal with them, like, you know, I did a content piece for them like a year ago or so. I forget when. So I have a chat with them and we still talk. So yeah, crazy, up 100%. Dude, congrats to them, bro. What are they doing? What are they doing right? That every team needs to start doing. That's crazy. Oh, wait, is it not showing my screen? Remove. Stop screen, share. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Wow. Congrats to them. I'm still holding some, so I'm happy. They built a great game, actually. Was it a game though? The token is around like infrastructure, right? It's not just for the game. They did a really good pivot versus what was the other one? Play Ember. Was it Play Ember? They did like a weird pivot into some like DeFi thing. I forget what it was. But yeah, they did a really good pivot. So their token is absolutely crushing, man. Sorry, I just wanted to read this from OpenSea. 6 teams, 10 players each, a collection of blind box digital avatars playable on the other side with optional physical redemption. The Meebits football mint is now live. Oh. Guys, send me a free Meebit for a Canada one. Send me a Meebit for my background here. Yeah, but no, good to see them cooking. Good to see them cooking. We could jump in VC and talk about it. But I think I'm going to end the stream here, guys. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. Surprise Wednesday stream. I didn't know what to make of it. I didn't know if people would show up. So happy everybody did. Now, what am I going to talk about on Friday? I could have banked up all this content for Friday. I guess the ZachXBT thing is going to have been revealed, so we could talk about that. And, you know, maybe there'll have been like a meme coin or NFT that launched that did really well. I'm also thinking maybe doing a meme coin video for tomorrow. We'll see if I can get that done. And then, or maybe I'll start testing the prediction markets tools. That's something else I wanted to do. Actually test them and see if they have useful features, or is it just really pushing that copy trading angle? But yeah, appreciate everybody for showing up. If you haven't done so, hit subscribe. Wait, right there. Boom. Hit subscribe. It really helps my channel grow. We want to get to 100K before the end of 2026. Big mountain to climb, but I think we could do it, especially if I'm pumping out tutorials. UGA work this time. Great stream. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. I recognize the names. I see you guys returning over and over again. Maybe there's something I could do. I wish there was like a Kaido where I could see all the, or not Kaido, but one of these engagement tools where I could see all the people showing up. I wish YouTube had that. And you're on X, so that would be different. But appreciate everybody for pulling up. And next stream on Friday. Don't miss it. Gonna end the stream here. click an end, and then hit my chest